Gamecast from MSN.
Hello, dear listener. Welcome to your latest MSN Gamecast, your Christmas special. Who'd have thought we'd live so long? My name's Ian Lee. Nice to be here. I'm joined as always by Nick.
Ho, ho, ho.
That was unexpected. And Verity.
Hi.
This is going to be kind of a special kind of Gamecast in that we're going to look back at the year, we're going to look forward to what's coming on, and we'll talk about Tomb Raider, and we'll talk about Halo and rumours about Call of Duty. We normally talk about what we've been playing this month. Can I be honest? I've not played anything. We're in the middle, as I was saying earlier to you, Nick, of hopefully moving. We could be moving in 6 days' time, or we could be moving in 2 months' time. We just don't know. So everything is packed up in boxes. I have not, and I've been. I got sent the Red Dead Redemption Undead pack, that whole disc. So I was looking forward to that. I got sent from it wasn't Atari, maybe it was Activision. Apache, not Apache Indian. He was a rap star from the 90s. Apache Attack or something. Basically, it's helicopters flying around shooting stuff. I like the look of that. I've not been able to play that. So
you packed away the whole games museum?
Everything is gone. It's in boxes. Some of the games museum, my retro games, I sold on eBay. I sold loads of them, yeah. I got rid of the Spectrum. This is the roll call of death. I got rid of the Spectrum, the Commodore 64, the C64, the GameCube.
Why?
Do you know how much I got for it? Over 100 Spectrum games, all in all, 45 quid. Someone got a bargain. And I could have done it separately, and I could have, done it, and I could have made more money. I guess they just have to go now.
Yeah.
And I got rid of my iBo as well. I had a first-gen iBo.
I don't know what an iBo
is. You do.
Nick Taylor, get off this Gamecast immediately. Taking gadgets, my bum.
Surely the Sony dog.
You know
thing.
exactly what it is, a Sony robot dog. I got it with one of my early TV checks when I'd gone from signing on to suddenly earning money, and I had to order it from Japan. I had to get very drunk to order it because it was £1,600.
Never.
I sold it for £145.
I wish you'd have brought it in.
Oh God.
I never saw one actually in the flesh.
It was first gen, and it wasn't very good. I thought we'd be able to do more.
I bet if you'd have held on to that, it would have been worth loads.
Well, I've held on to it for 11 years.
Yeah, it has been a while, hasn't it?
And it's worth nothing. And this guy bought it, and he was busy because he had a flood in his house. eBay's weird, isn't it? But this his poor wife came and picked it up. And I said, are you as excited to see this as my wife is to see it go? And she went, oh, God. And she was not looking forward to having little Raoul, as I called him. I think he's called something else now, wandering around. So it's been sad days clearing out all my. What did you find? You found like an Amiga or something, didn't you? Your attic, your mum's attic or something?
I was clearing out as well. My old Amiga with half meg upgrade.
Oh, sweet!
I had. Yes.
Did you keep it?
Yes, it's still there. And a very select amount of games.
Yeah.
I've binned most of the games to be honest, because there's just far too many. But I've still got a Frontier Elite 2. And Secret of Monkey Island with its 12 discs.
Yes.
Madness.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Gods as well. Do you remember Gods?
I don't remember Gods,
no. I loved that for a while. And and a few other great old games.
Yeah.
But so it's still there. It looks a bit shabby these days, but
shabby chic.
Essential.
Nick, have you been playing anything? Because you look like a good boy. You look nice and tanned.
Yes, I have been on holiday.
I know, unbelievable. They pay you too much money. Too much money?
Sadly not.
Oh,
but I did manage to fit in a bit of gaming aside from my holiday.
It's tanned. Get me tanned in December. I hate it. Yes, go on, Nick. Carry on. So that's about the games you played.
A bit of Epic Mickey, which I was talking about last month.
Yes,
Epic Mickey, which is really, really good fun.
Yep.
And I'm slightly concerned Epic Mickey is going to get overlooked this Christmas and not really get the attention that it deserves.
Tuck into a mince pie.
Mainly because of the. I'm glad you're enjoying them.
I love
everyone else has turned their nose up at the mince pie.
I love a mince pie, mate. Thank you.
But I think the Mickey Mouse element in Epic Mickey could put people off because it might sound like it's just going to be another one of these crappy old Mickey cash-ins that we've had in the past.
Kids games.
Pretty much, yeah. But this is completely different to that. And if you love Mario games, you will really enjoy playing it. If you enjoyed Super Mario Galaxy 2, you will really enjoy Epic Mickey. And there's some really, really cool touches in it as well. Really good Disney stuff. Where they've gone deep into the archives and they found all these old characters and brought them back to life. And it's got the Fantastic soundtrack all the way through. That just feels like you're watching a Christmas Disney movie, really.
It's got really nice cutscenes, hasn't it? When it
yeah, fantastic. Really nice, artily done stuff. And the graphics on it are spectacular.
Yeah.
I'd say that the best graphics I've seen on a Wii game, which sounds like a backhanded compliment in a way, but it looks really, really great. So yeah, been
the thumbs
enjoying
up.
that. Very much so, yeah. So like I say, if you like Nintendo-style platformers, if you like Mario, then go and check it out.
If you don't like Mario, then surely you're dead inside, aren't you?
Well, you would think so, really.
Everyone
wouldn't you?
likes a little bit of platformers, surely.
Yeah.
It's hard not to enjoy yourself when you're playing a game that's that fun.
If you
isn't
don't like those games, then you're not a person I want to know.
Yeah.
No.
And Verity, you've not been playing either. You've been busy.
I
Losing at pub quizzes, I've heard, rumour to be told. So you've had no hands
yes,
on.
no, I have.
Okay.
Haven't played much in new. I've been getting more involved with DJ Hero 2, which I talked about last time. I hadn't had time to play it much when we spoke last time.
Are you enjoying that?
Oh, I've been loving it, and getting much more involved in all the different modes, doing the kind of the campaign, so to speak, the single player mode, but also party mode with a couple of friends, and that's been a lot of fun. But in terms of new stuff, I think Nick actually got sent the Red Dead Undead Undead Nightmares, but I haven't had time to play it either.
There's not really anything out. Everything came out sort of last month before the last podcast.
Anybody
Christmas,
that listened
obviously.
to last time, we played loads. We couldn't stop talking.
Well, it went off a bit long. I kind of listened to the first half hour. I thought, I'm bored of this guy. But everything obviously came out then, and I think if anybody were trying to release a game now, the first couple of weeks in December, it's because they want to hide it a little bit, because all the big ones are out, the big guns.
There's a few decent ones that have come out this
really?
month.
Okay, go on.
Donkey Kong Country Returns.
This is the one that I've been playing.
Right.
That's the one I have played this month.
Any good?
I love it.
Yeah.
I really like Donkey Kong Country. I used to play it on the SNES, and it's anybody that likes Donkey Kong is obviously going to love this, and anybody that's a fan of platformers, it's just a lot of fun, very bright colours, really nice graphics again for the Wii, and there's a few interesting ways you can integrate kind of the Wiimote and the motion into the game. So kind of like shaking the Wiimote lets you kind of bang through boulders and things like that. And you can play 2-player. I haven't played it 2 players yet. Somebody can be Diddy Kong. But Diddy's around anyway. He helps you kind of like not fly, but catch the air with he's got like a booster pack on, hasn't he? Anyway, so that's really good. I haven't...
Based on P. Diddy, I believe, isn't he?
Oh, yeah,
Is that
absolutely,
true?
yeah.
I thought that was the case.
That's a lot of fun, and it's been getting really good reviews, hasn't it?
Certainly has.
I've been enjoying. I'm going off on tangents today. I don't really care. I've been enjoying both of your tweets, and both of your tweets are very, very different. Because your tweets, Nick, are about We Speak's being dropped. We've got exclusive Batman trailer on the MSN website.
Hey, I've tweeted that.
You did tweet that, but then all your other tweets are like, oh man, it's like well cold, isn't it? I've got no food in. I'm a bit drunk. I think I'm going to be sick again.
Shut up, I've never tweeted that.
You tweeted, I'm trying to think what you did, but you are.
You're following my personal account, not my MSN
have I got the wrong
account?
Oh, so you getting stuck on trains and Teddington being shut and stuff like that. That's not MSN official business.
No, that's personal
I
stuff.
apologise. I've enjoyed both of your tweets. And we'll give out the tweet names towards the end. So
not a personal one.
Not the personal one. But you did mention that We Speak is being dropped.
Yes.
Nick.
So kind of quietly.
Yeah.
What
would remind us what We Speak was? That was...
It was the plug-in microphone for the Wii, and you could just put it on your coffee table. So instead of having a headset on, which only you can hear, instead everybody in the room could chat.
Which was a good idea, wasn't it?
I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, just to be clear, they haven't officially said they're pulling this, but they appear to be scaling back.
Stock is disappearing.
The stocks of
and
it.
not being replenished.
Yeah, and it certainly looks that way. So,
and was it supported by many games, or...?
Well, there's the trouble, really.
It's that Animal Crossing.
Well, yeah, I remember
that was the
launching
big one,
with
wasn't
that.
it?
Yeah.
So one game supported it.
Not many.
But it is a shame. I thought it had real potential.
Yeah.
That is certainly better than some of the other peripherals Nintendo's come up with.
Yeah.
Not to mention any names of the Vitality
Well,
sensor.
Can we do that? Let's do this. Is a good forum topic. The most ridiculous peripherals. Let's try and focus, dear listener, on Nintendo, because Nintendo have come up with some amazing stuff. they've also come up with some mental stuff as well.
Yeah.
Another thing I got rid of this week was my Samba de Amigo. Oh no, that was Sega, wasn't it? Originally, that was on the Dreamcast, like the maracas.
Yeah.
It goes to the forum now, and the forum address is...
The forum address has moved.
Oh, God,
so,
really?
yes. Now, go to MSN Games, please. Go to MSN Games.
MSN Games.
We used to live in MSN Tech and Gadgets.
Right.
Now we have a whole brand new games channel.
It looks good. I've been there.
Thank you.
Yes.
And now the podcast lives there.
Okay.
So, if you go onto MSN Games, you can't miss it. There's a header at the top of every single page. Directs you into the podcast area. And go onto there and... Add your comments.
Go to the forum.
The
we want to know the best. Let's try and focus on Nintendo peripherals. But if you come up with anything else that has appeared for a console or a home computer or anything like that you just go, what the hell were they thinking? I never understood. Do you remember there was a fashion for a while? I don't know what it was for the controllers, but you could twist the controllers.
Yes,
as well.
I remember these,
was that for PlayStation? I could never work out what that was meant to do.
I think that was a PS2 controller, wasn't it?
Might have been.
And it was, something early version of motion control.
Something like that.
In a way.
And it was just obviously nonsense.
Yeah.
We were talking, I don't know if we mentioned it in the last podcast, we were talking about worst and best gaming peripherals, and what was it called? Was it for the Dreamcast? Which is like the one that you are the controller.
Yeah. It's the name escapes me now though. But
What's
it was
called?
eight little bits of plastic that formed
Like
a
a hexagon,
shape on the floor.
On the little YouTube video I watched, it looked amazing. I would have been sold by it, definitely.
Yeah, amazing in a kind of mid-90s way.
Yeah,
I remember
exactly.
for the Dreamcast as well, they had a game called Sega Bass Fishing, where you got a fishing rod.
Yeah.
That was awesome, man.
They re-released that for the Wii, haven't they?
It's a cracking game.
Yeah, I think
what
so.
they did is they combined early 90s faceless rock with fishing. Winning
Amazing.
combination. The winning, and you just
Well, it makes you wonder why no one did it sooner, really, doesn't it?
it was a good game.
Sounds fantastic.
Anyway, we were talking about something. We have got some business that we need to address. Let's talk about Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Is being reimagined.
Yes.
That scares me. Rebooted, that's it.
Yeah. As the game
the
parlance has
rebooted
it.
phrase does worry me slightly.
Yeah, it's the latest trend, isn't it? We had Medal of Honor rebooted a couple of months ago, and it seems to be the way to go now once your gaming franchise has really run its course. And everyone else has not only caught up with it but overtaken it.
Yeah.
This has certainly happened to Tomb Raider over the years. So what can we possibly do? I know, let's reboot it. Let's make Lara really young again and stick her on an island.
And this is like a prequel, another dirty, made-up word, to the first Tomb Raider. So she's not had any of those adventures yet.
No, the cover for this game has Lara Croft as this young lady covered in mud and scratches and bruises and everything like that. It's all quite vicious.
Yeah.
But she's for some reason marooned on some island, and this is where she learns to do all of her amazing gymnastic techniques.
Is this where she meets the
shoot
butler?
lions and things.
Is the butler there? I like the
Not
butler.
been mentioned so far.
I do like the butler.
Yeah.
My favourite. I'm just going to throw lots out to the forum today because it's if we'd have planned this, then we would have come up with those ideas. But this is, we're having a production meeting live as we record it. Peripheral characters in games. The characters on the fringes of games aren't really integral to the game, but they're kind of there. My vote goes for the butler in Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I like him carrying his tray around and he's very slow. Who played him in the film? Was it Michael Caine in the last film?
I'm pleased to say I've never watched any of
Nor
the films.
have I. Looking to Verity because she's a girl. Did you see the Tomb Raider
seen
film?
it, no.
Okay, my vote for the character who's not really involved in the game but is there is the butler in Tomb Raider. Go to the forum. You two have a little think, and maybe if something pops up during the podcast, shout it out loud.
Indeed, we shall come up with
When is this coming out? Do we know?
coming out sometime next year. Watch this space.
Did Gran Turismo rear its
It
ugly
did.
head? Is it out now?
Yes.
People can go and buy that game at last, can they?
Finally dropped, as they say.
Wow.
GT5 has dropped.
You're using
I'm
all the
I'm
lingo.
learning the lingo from Verity.
Wow.
She's been teaching me how to
You
beat
two
down
little
the kids.
hipsters. Is it any good?
Well, it's GT. It's
I'm going to have some chocolate orange.
yeah, dig in. More mince pies.
I will have a mince pie in a minute, thank you. I've got 2 pieces again. How did that happen?
Oh, you.
Sweet.
Sneaky.
Gran Turismo 5. It's Gran Turismo, basically. It's everything that you would expect. The thing that it hasn't done is moved the series on as much as people might have hoped. And I think after how many years was it in production? 6 years? Yeah, 5, 6 years.
2005 E3 it was announced.
It was always going to be something of a disappointment. in my opinion. But I'm not best placed to comment on it because I'm not really a huge fan of driving simulations. I prefer driving games that are stupid, like Need for Speed and Burnout.
I do remember spending way too much time on like Gran Turismo 1 probably. Trying to get my A star back. You have to do all the testing. You have to do like 100 metres in under 10 seconds and then stop within this thing. And I spent too much time. And I thought, I'm not racing. I want to do some racing. I want to go and race cars. I don't want to go around this bend at 180 miles an hour without crashing. I want to drive and crash.
Yeah, there was some really precise little tasks that were set for you, weren't there, in that? But we had a feature up on the MSN Games site recently about the top-selling games of the past 15 years, and all the Gran Turismo games feature in there quite heavily, of course, as they would. But 2001 Gran Turismo 2 was in there. Wasn't the top seller of that year. The top-selling game of 2001, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was a more innocent age.
I bought that game. I bought that game for my mother. My mum loves Millionaire, and so when I took my PlayStation home one year and said, "Mum, you're not going to believe what I got here." Whacked it on.
Yeah,
we were playing Millionaires. You didn't actually win £1 million if you got to the end. Though. It is a shame.
Like 1 million points.
And then I got do you remember those DVD interactive games?
Yeah,
I had a Millionaire one of them as well.
Good. Little used to annoy because it was so slow. You'd click it and it'd be like, "Hey, got it right!"
And then sometimes they'd freeze and you'd have to start again.
Yeah, that happened too many times.
Jeez. So going back slightly, we talked about Tomb Raider being rebooted. Halo is they're talking about. I'm never sure if I believe any of these Halo rumours. They're talking about remaking the original Halo using the Halo Reach engine. Is that what they're going to do? Why would they do that?
Very good question.
Thank you. Do you know the answer? They're doing it for the money. But Halo was a brilliant game at the time, but it did get a little bit flabby in the middle. I remember there were like 3 or 4 levels, I think about 20 levels, I'm not sure. But there are a few levels in the middle that were the same thing and were very repetitive.
The bit in the library went on a bit, didn't it? Do you remember the library? You're just wandering around this vast building for what seemed like decades.
I don't remember the library. But I remember just being on a hill for ages.
Yeah.
There's hills.
There were a lot of hills in the first Halo.
It's
true.
They're going to possibly redo it, and it'll look great, but
I loved it. I loved the first Halo so much, and I played it to death. I don't want to see it again. Make something new. I'm a bit concerned about that gaming might be falling into the trap that you get in movies and music, where you just get remakes being pumped out all the time because no one can be bothered to think of original ideas. Yeah, and that's what this sounds like a bit to me, really. And do we really need a remake of a game that we've already had only 10 years
Verity,
ago?
were you a Halo fan?
No.
Really?
No, not really.
I remember the first time I played it was in Glasgow because I was doing a terrible video game show called Thumbbounce. It was awful. And my friend Alex Krotowski, who's now a doctor, who'd have thought we'd lived so long, she'd managed to borrow, Microsoft had lent her an Xbox, and I don't think they'd been released yet. No, they hadn't been released. And we sat in her hotel room, and she said, "I've got this game called Halo. Apparently it's amazing. Let's have a look." And it blew me away. Just suddenly the scope of this game and the size, and it was an amazing game. But I didn't know it can't come back.
The reason I never really got into it was because I was quite late into getting into kind of the next gen consoles. I was still playing PS2 and stuff like that for quite a while, especially when I was at uni and stuff. And it just kind of passed me by while I was at university, and it's not really the type of game for me anyway. But I know how well loved it is, and I can't imagine them bringing it back, and I don't see why they would want to, because people still play like all the Halo games with as much.
Go and buy it for £1 somewhere. You get it for £1. Will it work on a 360? No. In that case, don't bother. I wouldn't bother.
You can get a PC version.
Oh, is that any good? I don't like games on PC. I used to a little bit. I used to play a bit of Half-Life when it was all 56k dial-up.
I loved PC games,
but I just can't be bothered. I can't with the fingers and the the buttons, and I want a controller. I want a fat controller in my hand. A TV with built-in PlayStation 2. What is this? Was another one of your psychedelic tweets.
That's the future, isn't it?
Sounds
amazing.
amazing.
And the future combined.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's amazing.
And it's not even that expensive.
No, £200.
For an HD TV with a PlayStation 2 built in. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely like good
internet function as well. You can have internet video playing through it.
So I'm assuming it's a Sony TV, is it?
Yeah, Sony Bravia, yeah.
Why are they doing that with and not with a PS3?
Well, I suppose they probably can't fit one in yet.
And they've probably got a load of PS2s they need to get rid of as well. They've got the stock load in the back of the office that they should shift as quickly as they can. This is kind of quite cool, though. Is this the first time that games console has been combined?
I think so.
I know the GameCube, they had that beautiful silver GameCube. Did you ever see that? That was, I think, was like a home entertainment system.
That was that Panasonic version of it, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
They attached their own name to it.
Yeah, I saw one of those a couple of weeks ago. I could never quite work out what the deal with it was. If it was like a hi-fi, it looked like a hi-fi, but I don't know if it was or.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a combined unit of.
Yeah.
Did other functions as well as the games, but this Sony TV looks great. It's only a 22-inch size screen, so it's something for your bedroom.
Yeah, good for
which is great. So you have
secondary TV.
Current gen consoles downstairs plugged into the main TV.
Yeah.
Go upstairs, go to bed, and get the old PS2 on.
Oh, I like it.
Brilliant.
I like it. Although I still have my PS2, so.
I honestly wouldn't like it at all. But other little bit of news that I spotted: Kinect has sold as of going to press 2.5 million.
Yep, 100,000 a day.
Thank you.
Pretty strong.
Move has shifted over 4 million units.
Had a little bit of a head start.
Little bit. I wonder who's going to win. I've still not had a go on Kinect. I'm keen to. I was in Game the other day. Other high street stores are available, and I was kind of looking at it and thinking, it's just with the Move, and there'd be no point in me getting it now because I won't be able to use it for a few weeks. And are you still both in love with your Kinect?
I still really like it. I've been playing it a bit more now since because I don't know if I had it the last podcast.
I don't think you did. You had a go on one.
Yeah, well, I've now have it, and I've got quite a few games for it. One of which I'm yet to play is the Harry Potter one, which is Kinect.
Yes.
Which
Waving
I'm interested
your wand.
Yes, I'm interested to see how that one plays out because it feels like that's going to. And I don't mean this in a bad way to all the Kinect ones, Kinect Sports and stuff, but it feels like a proper game that you're going to play through. And so I'm interested to see how that works. But my living room isn't quite big enough; it's just big enough. Oh. So if I back right up to my sofa, it's like, oh, you're in the good area because there's a good area, which is 6 feet away, and there's an excellent area which is 10 feet away.
Wow.
No chance for the 10 feet in my living room. But if I'm playing like adventures or sports and I get a little bit into it, I get you start moving a little bit forward, and then it's like, oh,
yeah, and it tells you off.
Get back!
My Xbox telling me off.
It does. I have the same problem. I've not got quite enough room in my lounge, so you do have to consider this before you actually go out.
I've been to your lounge and it's beautiful, but yes, it's a little bit compact.
It is, yes.
So your Xbox constantly having a go at you.
6 feet of space, and
What if I had like a small lounge, or I was, I don't know, a prisoner or something, and I didn't have the room to do that? That's discrimination against.
Well, I think so. But I'm not sure they give Kinect out to prisoners.
They should do. No, they shouldn't do.
And the thing is, as well, you can only do 2 players in the excellent area, so you have to have like 10 feet if you want to do 2-player. It can't read 2-player that close. But I do have a shelf behind my TV because I've got a CRT still, so it's massive.
Wow,
so I've got quite a big gap between like where my screen is and where I've got like a shelf. So I'm thinking of putting it up on the shelf and seeing if that's any better.
Well, let us know.
I will.
I'm sure the listeners at home
back.
are going, no, tell us now. You'll have to listen to the next podcast, the first one of 2011. I suppose we should have a little chat about what has been the highlight, our top kind of game or event of the year. I'm going to go straight in. It was this year, I think, before I burst out. Beatles Rock Band. That was this year, wasn't it? Was it last year? Was it?
No, it was last year.
Was it really?
Yeah, you're going back a ways there.
That's it, I'm out then. I've got nothing else. Everything else that's been released this year has been awful. Was that really 2009?
Yeah.
Did you like it that much?
I loved it. Oh, I loved it.
I like the Beatles and I like Rock Band, but I never heard anybody love it.
Do you know it was 2009? Because I've been playing it before my little boy was born. Yes, and my wife, when she was heavily pregnant, was playing the drums. And I said, "Are you sure you should be doing it?" "Yeah, it'll be fine." Banging on the drums. I'm not sure in that. Because Nick, what has been your game of the year highlight?
Fallout would have to be right.
Oh, you love Fallout.
I know that's quite predictable, really. So I would certainly put Limbo in there.
Yep.
I loved Limbo so much.
Limbo, that was the Xbox Live game, the black and white little thing where you're not sure what's happening.
The dark little boy.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Spiders and things like that.
You did it without cheats.
Yes,
I had to use a walkthrough.
Yeah,
it was dirty secret.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
but
shameful.
It was a fantastic game.
Brilliant game.
And I know you won't like it, but Heavy Rain.
Oh, for goodness sake. When were you really? When you see the Emperor is wearing no clothes?
Heavy Rain, a fantastic game, and just something really, really different. It was a great start to the year.
It was different because it was really dull and pretentious and boring. But I love you, Nick. I've remembered a game that came out this year.
Yes.
It was Horace Go Skiing. No, it was Red Dead Redemption, of course. Of course. That was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, 2010. Good game. Good year for games. Cowboys. Without a doubt, for me, the highlight, now I know where we are, graphics, in-depth storyline. You didn't have to have a shave or shake orange juice or get your child to do homework that you would have to do in lesser games. And then they released a zombie mode. Well done, Rockstar. Cool. Works for me.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, fair play.
Verity. I'm guessing it's going to be one of those hip-hop rap games.
Well, I have really enjoyed DJ Hero 2.
Yep.
It's just really addictive. You can't. We were going, right, we've got to go out, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 hours later and you're still just on the party mode.
The sign of a good game when you do that.
I'm still really enjoying it. And yes, of course, Def Jam Rockstar. I've been looking forward to it since about March.
So you're still loving that?
Yes, I'm still loving that. I also really, really enjoyed Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Not really a driving game kind of a girl, really, but I really enjoyed that. I only got to play it at E3, and but the time I got with it there, I haven't actually played it since it's been out. But I think it was so the visuals are just amazing, and I prefer, rather than just racing against other people, I much preferred the kind of the setup of Hot Pursuit with, you know, playing as a cop or playing as the bad guy, and I like it just worked for me, and I thought it was really good.
There's been some good games this year. There's been a lot of hyped up games. The whole Call of Duty thing, the whole Halo versus Call of Duty war. I'm guessing Call of Duty won that hands down, I would have thought, in terms of sales figures.
It broke all the records once again.
Of course. What were you telling me about the new Call of Duty? I don't believe this for 1 second, but
it's a rumour, an internet rumour, once again, about the next year's Call of Duty. Could possibly feature Marines in space.
Yes.
Or Space Duty. I thought they were going to do. Was Black Ops? Was that? I've not played it yet. Still, was there a Vietnam chapter in that?
Yeah, Black Ops
okay,
in the Cold War era.
Okay, but Call of Duty in space.
Yeah.
Sounds bobbins to me. That sounds like a ridiculous idea.
Isn't it? Well, we were saying it's all a bit Halo-y, like were they?
It does sound a bit like that, doesn't it?
Surely the next step is for these two companies to get together, shake hands, and have a Halo versus Call of Duty.
That would be cool.
It would be cool, or it could be Alien versus Predator cool. You know, where it sounds cool, and then you get there and go, that was disappointing. Yeah. But it could be awesome.
Well, like they're doing next year Street Fighter versus Tekken.
Yeah. Oh, are they?
Are they actually doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, now that
sexy.
is going to be good.
So
I didn't know that was actually happening. I thought that was a rumour.
Yeah, but Street Fighter Tekken X, is it? I think.
Yeah. Good name. They put an X at the end.
Yeah.
Because I played the kind of similar, but not quite. The Come on now.
Marvel versus Capcom.
Yes.
Who said what? Who said their answer?
I said
Marvel versus Capcom.
As well, but you said Marvel, and I said Tatsunoko.
Oh.
I said Capcom.
You said Capcom. You're right.
You didn't say Capcom.
No, you're right. What?
Hang on a minute.
Anyway, Marvel versus Capcom.
Oh yeah,
that one.
Right, okay.
I played.
I do apologise. This is so shoddy today. What can we do? It's Christmas.
Yeah, I played the most recent Marvel vs. Capcom game at TGS. Awesome. Did get a little bit button bashy at one point though, because you could either play on the controller or you could get an old school joystick and buttons. I got a little bit button bashy, I'm not going to lie. But I was playing against
There's nothing wrong with button bashing. All these people that learn.
I was playing next to this Japanese guy who was like with all these little combinations, and I was like, I'm just going to bash some buttons.
And also, when the people,
I did take him down.
Did you? The people that know the combos, if they get beaten by a button basher, that was tough to say. Then if they get beaten by a button basher, they get really annoyed as well.
Yeah.
And you're going, just doing some of this.
Yeah.
Don't even have to look.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember the first Tekken trying to learn the combos. Life's too short.
Yeah.
It's too short to kind of pick up on all that.
Which did you prefer though, Tekken, Street Fighter, or Tekken?
I was totally a Tekken guy.
Mortal Kombat?
Never.
No.
Silly game, Mortal Kombat. It's ridiculous, rubbish. said it.
I'm a Street Fighter girl, I think.
I'd go Tekken. Only because
I
was rubbish at Street Fighter. I always got beat.
Yeah, I did love Tekken on the PlayStation
First
1.
Tekken on PlayStation,
Yeah.
PS1 was awesome.
Yeah, you're
man.
right. Actually, I think
It was
I might
awesome.
you know when you
exciting.
have really fond memories of something when you were really young, like so Street Fighter for me on the SNES, I was about, I don't even know, 9 or something. So that was, I have really fond memories of that because it was such, back in the day.
Yeah.
But I think probably now I come to think of it, Tekken probably.
Can I throw another one in the mix? I was quite a fan of Soul Calibur.
Oh,
Soul Calibur was
yes.
a good game.
I only
Enjoyed
ever really
that.
played that in the arcades and stuff.
Yeah,
I never.
the Dreamcast version was excellent game. What's happening in the future?
The future of
What
games.
have we got? Well, let's confine ourselves to maybe the next 12, 18 months. What
Sounds
is
reasonable.
lined up for next year? I'm guessing a load more Kinect
Loads of
stuff
Kinect stuff.
coming out.
Yeah, well, we should hear some more concrete stuff about what Kinect stuff is coming, I guess, from January onwards. But
Right.
the hardcore style games that they announced back at TGS should get fleshed out a bit more. So
Yeah.
we'll start to see what it can really do beyond what we've had so far.
That'd be good.
Gears of War 3, that's going to be coming out in, I think, April from
Okay.
memory.
You're a big Gears of War fan.
Yeah, I like Gears of War. I think this one sounds quite interesting because it's got a 4-player co-op mode in
Right.
it, which they chose not to put in Gears of War 2 because they said at the time that it would interrupt the flow of the story too much.
Okay.
So hopefully the fact that 4-player co-op is in Gears 3 means they don't give a monkeys about the story anymore,
Yeah.
like everybody else. We can just get on with blowing up the Locust. So that sounds like fun. And you get mech suits possibly as well, I think.
Oh,
So it's all,
yeah.
it's all going a bit crazy, a bit Lost Planet. LA Noire.
Now this
yes.
is the Rockstar
Yes.
games that's been in production for a long
I'm
time.
mega excited about
I
this.
was supposed to go and see a little screening, but I didn't go in the end. I was having a doze. But you went and saw.
I
You
did.
get, was it hands on or was it just watching the
No,
trailer?
no. Just more than a trailer, watching actual gameplay.
Okay.
So the PR guys sat there playing it while you're in the room.
Yeah.
So it's live gameplay, but no, didn't get to get hold of it. But it looks spectacular. It looks really, really
so
cool.
good. It's something that I'd definitely be really
And this
interested
is
Yeah.
you read their faces to see whether they're lying and stuff, and it's that
Yeah.
detailed.
It sounds to me because as I've spoken about before, I'm used to be quite a big point and click fan. You say it's kind of like it's not a point and click, obviously, but it's kind of somebody picking up clues and going to speak to people and reading their.
That's how it felt to me watching the gameplay. It was like the old classic point and click adventures in a way, because you are in this whole living, breathing city in the classic Rockstar way. It's set in 40s in LA, and you can imagine that you might think it would just be like GTA with loads of 40-star mobsters. But although it has this living, breathing city, it's not quite like that, because there's lots of set piece areas that you go to, and you kind of travel through the city. You don't necessarily get involved with it on your way through. The key to the game is investigating all of these cases as you're going around, and and as you're saying, hunting for clues on crime scenes and interrogating suspects. And that's where this whole thing about reading people comes into play, because they've got this very, very high-tech method of putting the faces of the characters into the game, so that when you're watching it, it pretty much feels like watching a film. It's quite incredible. You compare it to any game that's currently out and look at the facial animation of the characters as they're talking.
Yeah.
And it still looks really stilted, all of those games.
Of course.
Anything like from Fallout to Fable, and all of those games, it looks a bit clunky. This just looks perfectly natural.
Really?
It's quite incredible. There's a couple of trailers out online at the moment that you can go see, and that gives a really good.
I want to believe it,
sign
and
of
I'm
it.
a big fan of Rockstar. They've done amazing games, of course they have.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I'm kind of getting that whole, what's his name, Milo vibe.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm getting the Molyneux vibe that they're selling, and the fact that you couldn't have a go on it.
Yeah.
It just makes me think it can't be as good as they're saying it is. Can it?
It
Well-
looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It really does. The best comparison I can make is if you imagine that a game with really amazing looking cutscenes,
Yeah.
that was actually the gameplay
That was
all
the
the way
game.
through. And this is, it's like that.
Yeah.
The only caveat I'd attach to it is will the gameplay be fast paced enough to keep everyone going? Is there a place in the mainstream for this slightly slower paced kind of gameplay, like you get in point and click?
Yes,
She's keen.
I think there is, but if people come in with GTA expectations, then
of course.
I'm not sure that's going to carry across. But
I'm looking forward to Dead Space 2.
Is that coming out this next year?
Yeah, quite early,
January.
2011. Yeah, January.
January's I say it's an odd time to release a game. I'm guessing a lot of games will be traded in after Christmas, because you get the hardcore gamers, they get in the game, they'll complete it by Boxing Day.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's not a bad time to release a game and avoid
it's quite
the crush.
popular now because you run away from the Call of Duty sales period, and everyone's calmed down on that by then, and you can have the floor to yourself a bit.
And do we know anything about it? More of the same?
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks scary as hell for a start. It's still Isaac. He's trapped in space, obviously, and he is trying to get off of this and get back to... You know more of this, don't you?
He's chomping on a mince pie. He can't help us.
He's trying to get back to the girl. He's got
bit of time there.
there's a love interest, right? He's trying to get back to now.
You've thrown me with the love interest.
Maybe I'm wrong. Ignore the love interest. Cut that.
No, it's official. Verity from Gamecast, MSN. Gamecast says there is a love interest in Dead Space 2.
It's not. Obviously.
Isaac gets it on.
Getting it on.
Right.
Do they make sexy games anymore? There was a...
Leisure Suit Larry.
That was quite sexy, wasn't it? I remember a game on the Commodore 64. I remember there being Sam Fox Strip Poker on the Spectrum.
Yeah.
And there was a game on the Commodore 64, I don't know what it was called, but you had to waggle the joystick
Oh, really?
to reach a point of expressing your pleasure, I think is the best way I can say
Oh, my dear Lord.
And you had to... You really had to waggle it.
And that was C64.
That was on C64, yeah. That was the...
wow.
I'm just probably can't say...
Gamescast rated 18.
Well, I probably can't say, so I'm just doing the sound so you get the idea. And I remember Sextris, that was Tetris. This is true. And I remember talking to, what's the guy's name? Pajitnov, who wrote Tetris, about this Sextris. So it's exactly the same thing, but it's men and women falling in different shapes, and you have to get them so that they... would
Interlock,
thank you. And then they would move a bit and then they disappear. So Sextris.
That's brilliant.
Sexy
Pass me
game.
by.
Keep it clean on the forum, though, people, please. You have young eyes there.
I had a point and click which looked like a normal point and click. I can't even remember the name of it now. I've still got it at home though. And I was 15 or something, and my parents bought it for me for Christmas. Just to look like a normal point and click base. There was a walk around like some sort of enchanted forest.
Yeah.
It was this girl, long blonde hair, ridiculously proportioned, but I was only halfway through it, and then I realised she would like do things to get her help.
Yes.
Yeah, she would.
Okay.
I remember being like, well, I wasn't expecting that.
No. Jeez, you've given us food for thought there. Wow, Nick Shockey's never heard of a sexy game. Look, he's like, no. You missed out.
I don't know how we got onto this from Dead Space 2.
No. Love interest.
Love interest. There is no love interest in Dead Space 2. I'm getting confused. But he's trying to get...
Nicely got out of.
Thanks. There's all the necromorsers, even more scary necromorsers. The one called the Puker, which pukes all over you. It's disgusting.
What is it with games and puking? There's loads of those these days. It's like Left 4 Dead had the spewers. And
there's some really scary necromorphs, though.
Red Dead as well.
Ones that look like babies, and then they like chew your face off. It's horrible. Oh, they're horrible. The one with like these... It looks like a praying mantis, but it's massive. With these really pointy arms, and then you can rip the arm off and then stab it with it.
And that scares you, does it?
Well, when they jump out of nowhere. No, it's a bit creepy. That's not what...
yes.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Well, what scares me is when it makes you jump.
That's scary.
Hey, what's going on?
I think we are. Tension in the room.
I think I'm being picked on
right
now.
No, not being picked on at all. I just have a theory that there is no such thing as a scary game. I don't think games can be scary.
Did Resident Evil 1 not scare you? Because it scared the hell out of me. I used to sit on the PlayStation 1 going, oh, can't go through this door. Ah! It scared the hell out of me.
I don't think it did. And that's not criticism of you. I wish that I was as much of a chicken that games could scare me like that. But I don't think there's such a thing as a scary game. Don't hate me for it. I don't hate you for your beliefs. Your strange beliefs.
Look, it's not that the enemies are scary. I don't look at them and go, I can't look at you, so scary. It's when they jump through a window and it goes, bah! like that. That is what's scary. Like just like in the films.
Yeah.
Oh, Wes.
No, I just don't want to fall out with you. It's got a little bit tense here. Christmas special.
Hey, that Terry's chocolate orange, none for you.
You were fighting last month as well about 3D TV, I seem to remember.
Hey, and I got support on the forum about that.
Let's have a look at the forum. What have they said on the... Oh, Addy99. Hi, guys. I think Verity is right about 3D, sadly, Ian.
Boom.
But that doesn't even mean anything, really. I would like to know all your personal best and worst games of 2010. Worst games of 2010. We've not really mentioned that. Was there a game that you thought was a real stinker? Bearing in mind, I thought Beatles Rock Band came out this year. I haven't got a clue. Jeez.
I'll have to have a think about that.
Okay.
I can do it on a bit of a smaller scale. You know, Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah.
That won quite a few awards at the Golden Joysticks, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I downloaded it, and I was a little bit disappointed
Really?
by that. Yeah. I got a little bit bored. I was like,
Is that the one where they have to take out the Michael Jackson reference? Is that Plants vs Zombies?
Oh, there is like possibly. There is like one of the zombies comes across and dances and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it was Jackal, and they had to take a bit out or something.
But yeah, I'd heard nothing but good things about it, but I got a little bit bored by it. But I mean, that's on a bit of a smaller scale, not necessarily a big game. But that because considering it won so many awards, I was quite disappointed.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I found it quite entertaining as the kind of casual game, sort of Angry Birds.
I'm more of an
style,
Angry Birds girl
sort of thing.
myself.
But
Johnny J26. I don't think the whole 3D thing will take off. The NHS glasses, for one thing, is a put-off. Remember the NHS glasses, the big sort of brown? I like them. They should make a comeback.
I used to have a pair.
They
of those.
are making a comeback,
Are
aren't
they?
Tortoiseshell.
All these people that
Yeah.
pretend to be geeks haven't even got lenses in them.
Yeah, you're true, actually. Are you aware of Merton? The chat roulette piano guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I met him. He's now my new best friend.
Oh yeah.
I went to a
that's
gig with
amazing.
him the other night. We came on my radio show. He's the nicest bloke. I've seen him without his disguise on. I know his name. But he came on radio show, and then we sort of went out for dinner one night. It was in full disguise.
Yeah.
He said, there's an open mic night over the road. Do you want to come with me and maybe we'll do some songs and stuff? And I said, yeah, all right. And he got up and everyone's singing all these proper ballads about, you broke my heart, I love you. Then he gets up with his hoodie on and his glasses, which don't have glass in. That's why he's popped into my head. And then starts making up songs about everyone in the audience. It was the coolest thing.
He is absolutely
He's
amazing.
brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant.
That's great.
But doesn't have glass in his glasses. That was what the reason was. Sorry, Johnny J26 says, now they're developing 3D without glasses, just another excuse to empty your pockets. Best game of 2010, Fallout New Vegas, even though it has more bugs than an Austin Maestro. And worst, Heavy Rain, great graphics, but sorry, when I have to sit and shake, press buttons and all sorts just to brush my teeth in a video game, I give up. I'm with Johnny J26.
Oh, I know, I quite liked Heavy Rain. I'm with Nick.
Okay.
Battle lines are drawn.
Matt419 says, I think Halo Reach was the best game of 2010. I think it was overlooked because of Call of Duty, but Halo was better. Worst game was Alan Wake. Great graphics, but it was too boring and too slow to start. Two O's in two, but well, good effort. Well done.
Yeah, I don't.
Just trying to educate them as well, I think.
Alan Wake was a bit overhyped, I think, in the end.
I thought you quite liked it. You got into it at the start.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I think it put a lot of people off because they expected something a little bit more than what it offered because it had been made for so long. So some of the gameplay and particularly graphics were a little bit dated.
What else? Anything you see in there, Nick or Verity, that is worthy? A bit quiet on the forum this month, kids. Come on.
Everyone's got lost. This is the trouble.
Yeah.
Everyone's
tell them where we have to. Tell them where they
we
have
live
to go
on
again. Let's
MSN
direct
Games
them.
now. Come to MSN Games.
Yep.
If you've been finding us on Tech and Gadgets, we don't live there anymore. We've moved, and we've got little signs up and everything directing you over to MSN Games. Click on the banners on the top of every single page on MSN Games. You will come through to the podcast blog. That's where we live. That's where we need your comments from now on.
And we've got quite a few things that we've mentioned this month. Weirdest, oddest peripheral, the hardware styly. Your favourite sort of side character in a computer game. Mine is the butler from Tomb Raider. Have you come up with anyone, Nick? Do you think of anyone?
I've been thinking about other things.
Yeah, me too. Verity, have you got with... I like the ghosts on Pac-Man as well. They're all like Inky, Winky, Blinky, and the last one doesn't rhyme. It's like
Stinky.
I don't think it is. It's something. I think there might be a Stinky, but there's one that doesn't rhyme. It's like Bluey or something.
We've had this.
We
before.
did do this before, didn't we?
And he's just,
The Last Ghost.
Clyde.
Well done. There you go. That was it. This weird random name that's come from some Japanese dude's head. Clyde. Yeah, that's a good name. I'll call the ghost Clyde.
What are you looking forward to in 2011? What's the biggest game for you coming up in the next 12 months?
I think that is all of our business. I did say we'd mention our Twitter addresses. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Iain Lee, IAINLEE. Nick?
I am MSN Tech Nick.
And it's Nick N-I-K.
That's correct.
Verity?
MSN Tech Verity.
You're giving that. I need to follow you on that one, I think. We'll be back in the new year, I guess.
We will.
Cross, touch wood. I guess have a lovely Christmas. I don't know how you end these Christmas specials. Have a nice Christmas, eat lots of food, watch a load of James Bond films on the telly and play computer games, and we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Always saying that now as well, aren't we?
Hey.
Oh, Happy New Year. Ta-ta.
Gamecast from MSN.